low. I got to recharge, and we're all looking forward to that. But this should be really easy for you, even if math is your worst subject. Let's say, for example, that you were going to be in here from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, even though you're not, and I was going to give you a test. Okay? So when I hand you the test, your first little calculation is to figure out what time it's going to be halfway through the test. That's usually pretty easy to figure out. So what would it be here? Yeah, 12:30. So what you would actually do would be to write that time down, maybe in the corner of your Scantron or wherever. And then one more thing to write down. Based on the number of questions, maybe there are 50 of them. So what's half of 50? 25. So that's about as difficult as the math gets. And so that's your little code, your little calculation. Okay, as soon as you do that, you're basically ready to start. And of course, the purpose behind this, and I don't know you well enough to know whether this has ever been an issue, but sometimes students get stuck on one part of a test. They spend way too much time on it, or just in general, they're going at a very slow pace, and they end up running out of time near the end and having to rush. And tests are hard enough to do well on anyway, but when your time management during the test is not good, it makes it even harder. So this is designed primarily for the slower test taker. If you get to 12:30 in our example, and this is around where you should be, and you've answered maybe 16 questions by then, that shows that you're behind where you should be, and it's not time to panic yet because you still have a half hour left, but you just have to pick up the speed a little. Maybe you've been reading every question 4 times, looking at the choices 5 times. Now you have to maybe cut it down to 2 and just start going a little bit faster. And so if you get to this midway point and you count the number of questions you've answered and it's somewhere in this region, you can just relax, take a breath, and keep going the way you're going. But if you're behind, it helps you to spot that. And I always look at this almost like it's taking your temperature halfway through. And you kind of look and go, normal, good. Or slow down or speed up. Usually it's the speed up part. So this will help a lot just to make sure you're on the right track. It kind of reassures you or pushes you a little bit. Okay, and then the last one of these strategies, and then we'll get to the multiple choice. I'm going to ask you a stupid question, so that means you're supposed to know the answer. No pressure, okay? And that is, what question number do most students start on when they take a test? 1. Yeah, number 1. Why? Because it's number 1. Okay, so that, as I said, that's a dumb question. Do you have to start at number 1? No. Why would you ever not want to do that?
If it's a hard question.
Yeah, if it's hard. Okay, and the purpose behind this is, and this is the reason that you do this survey and you kind of look at the different parts of the test if there are. One of the things that students hardly ever do or think about is this. Whenever you're taking any kind of test, you want to go with your strength first. It's really important to get off to a good start at anything in life because it helps you calm down and gain some confidence and momentum. And what a lot of students do, again, just sort of blindly without thinking about it, is they begin at the beginning because that seems logical. And if you were to do this preview and you happen to notice that this was your test, one of the smartest things you could do as a test taker is to take a look just quickly. It's not like you're reading every question, but look at these and you think, wow, these look tough. A lot of these are really long. These look a little tricky. This looks pretty good. I could do this. And if that's the case, then where do you start? There, and you might end up doing these, then these, then these, okay? When you hand in a Scantron, no teacher is good enough to